Well. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike and T-Roy's here. What up, T?
Hey, buddy.
How are you, pal?
I am all right.
Does my voice sound better?
Actually, it does.
A little bit.
Yeah. You must have rested it this weekend.
I did.
Good for you.
I mean, I can't not talk, period. You know me.
Of course.
But I just, you were like, hey, let's do some extra content last night. And I was like, yeah, we should do that. And then I'm like, you know what? I got to give it one more day. I just, I'm never going to get rid of this if I don't just rest it. And so
Just kicking the can down the road.
just kicking the can down the road.
No, you sound
That's
much
it.
improved.
Yeah,
Definitely.
It'll probably still come and go a little bit, but much better. And I have good news as well. As I went to my cardiologist today and got a relatively clean bill of health.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
like,
All right.
you, sir, are good to go for surgery.
Well, hot damn.
So yeah, I was worried that one of the primary care or
Somebody was going to knock you down.
somebody was going to go,
you
yeah,
down a
I
peg or
don't
two.
think so, but everything was good, man, and so.
Well, that's good, man.
Yeah. So I'm excited. That was the last hurdle I needed to get through before March 7th. So,
Ooh, coming up quick.
yeah, it's coming up real quick.
right.
I should mention radiofor1.com, of course, is live. Buy merch there, sweatshirts, hats, winter beanies, all that kind of stuff. The Amazon link, Amazon Canada, My Pillow, just use promo code TDC. If you go to my store or My Pillow, Groupon is there as well. And of course, a link to our Patreon page. I know we have been lacking mightily over the last couple weeks. We will straighten it out. It's been a shit show around here between you being sick, me being sick.
Wow.
and
Last couple of weeks with my uncle. It's
With
been
your uncle, yeah.
I have not been here very much, so
Yeah.
I will fall on the sword for the most part.
No. Dude, believe me, it's 50-50 because I've been with my voice, and there was a couple days we were both kind of sick too.
Yeah.
And then you have been gone a lot, and I'm sorry about Glenn. I know how important that whole group is. I mean, from the day I met you, we've talked about Bubba and fucking Jenny or Dixie and Glenn,
Yeah.
and I mean, it's just that whole crew. So I mean, I know it's almost better than family because it's not blood related. They've just you know,
they're my godparents. So
grown up together and and scattered about the country. And so when they're all in town for Glenn,
you got to spend some time.
yeah, you did, and it was cool to see, and the stories you guys can tell, that rival ours.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, of course.
You and Bubba and shit. I mean,
Well, growing up up north, here, but having a cottage up there,
yeah,
it was technically like a private community.
yeah,
So cops couldn't come on there. They had their own security.
yeah.
Canadian like security, like
Is it still like that?
well, cops are there more now. It used to be literally like gated, essentially. Like there was only really two ways in and out, and you had to have a member's pass or a guest pass or something to get in. So you couldn't just come in. So police didn't do it, even bother going up there. Now there's a state police station like right at the corner.
Yeah.
So they're around.
Yeah.
Now they're on the lakes too. They patrol the lakes. They didn't used to.
Yeah.
But
So you could raise some serious hell up. Yeah.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
For the youngins out there, you don't realize what life was like when we were in high school and beyond.
Insane.
Like it just was a different world. I don't know how else to say it. Like you wouldn't dream of getting pulled over by the cops now with 8 beers in you and fucking leave the scene.
Sure.
Like that's not going to happen. Back then it was like, all right, which one of you is most sober? It's like, probably him. All right, how about you drive and go straight home, goddamn you. I don't want to see you back on the roads. I mean, it's just the way it was. I know it sounds insane.
It's a different time.
But it was a totally different
But even
time.
that, you're talking real cops there. We
Right.
didn't even have real cops.
Right, you had security. You could just blow them off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were coming after us last time we were there.
That's what that was when we got pulled over on the motorcycles.
Yeah.
That was just Canadian Lake security, so they couldn't really do anything to us. But
Didn't someone take off too?
yeah,
like fuck this.
No,
Was
you and
that-
me tried to, and they pulled Raider over.
Yeah. Okay, we just bolted.
They were like, "Fuck this! We're ripping across the golf course. Catch me, bitch!"
Yeah. That's right. I knew. Yeah, it was Raider that got stopped. Yeah.
Actually, I remember just whatever fucking silly story. When we were teenagers, Both Glenn and Don, my dad and Bubba's dad, had matching, well, not matching Trans Ams, but same year Trans Ams.
Yeah.
85s, I think. His was blue, ours was silver. And me and Bubba's.
God, why was I thinking your dad's was black with a gold bird?
No, that's Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that would be badass if it were that one, but it was not quite that cool.
Yeah.
But we're up there just ripping around because, I mean, most of it's dirt roads. There's nothing up there. I mean, we're straight like Hazard County up there, just whipping around and shit. And all of a sudden I come around and I look, and there's a fucking Dodge Aries K car with a yellow flashing light on it behind me. We're like, you want to see what he's got to say? I'm like, sure, why not? So we stop. He comes walking up. This guy had to have been, I mean, I was a kid, so he might have been 60, but in my mind, he was 80.
Yeah.
You know? He came up. He's like, oh, you know how fast you were going? I was like, no. I go, yeah, I have a speedometer. Do you know how fast I was going? He goes, well, you're going like a bat out of hell. I said, okay, how fast does a bat fly out of hell? He was like, well, you were going too fast. I'm like, okay. I go,
how fast was I going, sir?
I go, so can you give me a ticket? He's like, well, no, but, and he didn't even get the T of butt out and just went, oh, just stood on it, just ding, 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 ding. It was on this dirt road, just peppered him in his car with rocks and shit, just fishtail rip out of there. Never to be seen or heard from again.
Yeah. Not a ton of respect.
That's how we
people
grew up.
At that time. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. How fast is a bat out of hell?
Yeah. God. Crazy.
Good times.
Absolutely.
Anyway, rest in peace, Glenn. Thank you for everything, buddy.
Yeah, I enjoyed the picture you posted of Glenn and Don.
Mate, that's before I was born.
Dude, that is crazy.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of Plum Smash. It's like some liquor made by, mean, like...
the recipe was literally, it's
just fermented fruit, right?
A tree of plums, a pound of sugar, and like 8 gallons of gin. That's all it was. And that just sat. And so we've had these bottles for 50 plus years.
Fuck.
And over the years, it's just been tradition between the families that for weddings, babies, all that stuff. Unfortunately, deaths, we break out the Plum Smash.
Sure.
Yeah, it's getting low, unfortunately. But
yeah.
So are we.
I almost want to try. Is it disgusting?
No, it's fucking delicious.
Really?
Oh, it's delicious.
So it's not like what's the shit they make down south, like sour mash or moonshine?
No, because it's just gin. It's just gin with plums.
God, gin is gross though. But
50-year-old gin and plum juice.
Actually, like gin and tonic. That was Deuce drink. I can't do it. I can't even with good gin. I can't do gin and tonics
because tonic sucks.
That's
you can't put enough lime in a gin and tonic to make it tolerable.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
In my humble opinion as well. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
But this stuff is because they just like put all the plums in there. So all like the pulp and stuff is like silt in there. And not thinking, I took it and I was like, hey, and I shook it up and they were like, no!
Why?
Because all the shit mixes up. Like it settles in the bottom and you just kind of pour it off the top. So I was straining it through a coffee filter.
Oh my God.
And it
stood the test of time.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what wild ass hair Don and Glenn got in 50 plus years ago.
Making Plum Smash?
Where they're making their own shit. You know?
I mean, I make Stoli Dolies now. It's just, that pineapple infused vodka.
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just gin and plum juice.
Yeah.
But
it's wild.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Good times. So
God, I'd give anything for a conversation with Don.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just would. I feel so bad that I wasn't there when he passed because Don put up with a lot of shit. Your dad from you and I.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we were just hellions, and it was easier to hang out at your house because Don, he wasn't the most like, you're grounded. Like, he wasn't one of those dads. Right. He was just like, all right, boys, you're going to grow up at some point. It was like, maybe tomorrow, Don.
He was more interested in the lesson than the punishment.
Yes.
Which I cherish to this day.
Yeah, which is so true because my parents had a totally different philosophy where they were like, you're grounded. It was constant grounding. And then it was like, oh, go fuck yourself. I'm 16. I'm not grounded.
Right.
Bye. What are you going to do? Arrest me? And so, but it was just a pain in the ass. And that's like, for whatever reason, it never worked. Mm-hmm. The groundings never worked.
No.
ever. Not even a little bit. They would reward me with shit at times. I remember one year, I don't know if I was in 8th grade or 9th grade or something, but they were all over me and school was going like shit. And I was like, fuck off. Don't ask me about doing homework. Don't, just leave me alone. Give me 1 semester. And they're like, fine, we won't say a word to you. And I brought home 6 A's.
Right, boy.
And they were like, see, you do have it in you. And they didn't learn anything, jumped right back into fucking with me. And then I started getting C's and D's again. Not that it's their fault, but I was proving a point. Like, fuck off, let me handle it. But Don had a totally different approach, you know? Deuce parents had a different approach where they could be really strict, but they were like, I'd rather you guys were here getting shit-faced and playing pool in the basement than out and about driving around. So how about you come over here, enjoy the Labatt's, boys, enjoy the wine, bring as many bitches as you want over here. Oh, God damn it, Marcel. Marcel, you know, like, I mean. And Don would go to bed at the same time. He was like a fucking watch, man.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, out. And then it was like 10:15, meet at Troy's house.
Yep.
And you know, then it was off the hook. But I think Don liked us.
He did. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we weren't
like
we were a pain in the ass, but we weren't, you know, a real problem.
Right.
We were just annoying as fuck, I'm sure.
Yeah, loud probably, and he had a job to do. You know what I mean?
Of course.
He had shit to do, but you know, he had his girlfriend, and so he'd take off for days at a time, and it was just like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a crazy, you know, it wouldn't make sense to people now, young people now, about what those times, it just wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, people just don't behave like that.
It just doesn't compute.
When we had your daughter's 21st birthday in the backyard, and it was like fucking all the drinks you can imagine and this, that. They were just respectful kids that sipped and nursed a drink. Hardly any of them got shit-faced or out of control. It's like, we would have been jumping off the roof into the pool. We would have been absolutely out of control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just... So yeah, it's a different world.
Favorite part of that whole part, well, besides the cops coming, that's a whole other story. That was spectacular. But
yeah,
when
they came in, it was like, where the fuck have you guys been, man? It's about time. We've been raising hell for hours.
Like, who called? They were like, everyone. They've been calling for 2 hours.
The whole block.
Shut it down.
Like, come on, man, tell us which asshole called it. Like, which one? All of them.
I went walking around the pool at one point, and there was 2 guys sitting over on the chairs, and they were smoking a joint. They didn't see me coming, you know, and I walked up on them. I kind of got all wide-eyed and shit and looked at me, and I reached over and I snatched the joint out of the kid's hand, and he was like, oh, like he was in trouble. And I was like, tax, bitch. They were like, what just happened?
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, don't be fucking smoking that around here and not giving it up. What's the matter with you?
Tax, bitch. Didn't one of them lose their wallet in the hot tub, too, or something?
Somebody lost. Well, and then the kid lost his keys that were at the end of the driveway, so everybody had to drive out across the lawn and shit. Like, yeah, good times.
Yeah.
Good times. Project Sky. Legendary.
Yep. I know. She's already hitting us up for round 2.
Yeah. 25 coming up.
Isn't that crazy? It was 21. That was her 21st.
I know.
Year.
Yeah.
God, time is flying, man.
But she can pay for this one, even if we host it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, she's doing all right.
Sure. You know what? Insurance. We all need it, and most of us don't even know what kind of coverage we have or who even provides it. You can let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasick from Wasick Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business and offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. So call Brent Wasick at 734-455-1900 and get a free quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900 and ask for Brent Wasick, Wasick Insurance.
Absolutely.
That's our guy.
There's our boy Brent. God bless him.
OG.
Yep, he is an OG.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So, what's going on in the world? James O'Keefe, big fan. I've been a big fan of James O'Keefe, Project Veritas.
Doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, I feel like there used to be a time in this country where someone would do that kind of investigative reporting and the whole country would react and be like horrified or outraged, you know, and it comes down to a reporter really digging their teeth in on something and you wouldn't just chalk it up to your side, like, oh, my side won that. Like, that didn't exist.
Yeah.
I mean, at some small level, maybe.
That's twofold too, because you know, people had an open mind back then. They weren't just buckled into their team, you know, their teams, and you know, also it was you reporting was reporting back then.
Yeah.
Right? When somebody said something, you listened to it. Now it's
they were
noise.
authoritative almost.
Yeah, I mean, and they were trustworthy and reliable for the most part.
Yes.
They weren't pushing an agenda. So,
and maybe they were, but it was limited in scope. That
Sure.
we didn't, because obviously they're still picking what they're covering. So
Sure.
they probably were on some level,
probably true,
but not like we know
definitely
it
not
today.
like today. Not even close. So you didn't have to question for the most part when you got information from somebody, and if it was good information, then it was
Well
good
sourced.
information on no matter which way it went.
Yeah.
Now you just disparage somebody based on their affiliation.
Yeah.
And it's already bullshit, no matter how true it is, if it's against your team.
I think it's the most frustrating part about what we're going through as a country right now, because it is infuriating to see, like, okay, here is X, and half the people don't want to buy it. I know James O'Keefe, for instance, years ago, really dug into the abortion thing.
Right.
And those videos got censored. Like, you couldn't find them, and they were horrific.
Yeah.
They were horrific. Now, I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't give a shit. You want to abort your baby? I don't care. I really don't. I don't think you care. It's a woman's choice.
Yeah.
You do you. That's kind of our attitude.
I have daughters. I'm very pro-choice.
Exactly. I mean, if need be, that could be a Christmas gift, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, you were getting another abortion for the holidays, I see.
That would be a Tuesday gift.
Exactly. But he did, and like some judge banned it, and it was all, I can't remember exactly what it was because it was here and gone in the blink of an eye, but it was like, you couldn't dispute the reporting, the undercover videos, them talking about cells that they're selling, body parts and whatnot. Like, it was gruesome.
Yeah.
It was gruesome shit, and half the people, it's like, it just went away. Okay. And now James O'Keefe is blown out at Project Veritas.
Is he really?
Yeah.
No way.
Company founded.
I was going to say, that's his company, right?
Yeah, he started it.
Or is he just too big of a distraction, maybe, and he's stepping down? Or what?
Sounds like he's mean.
Oh, more feelings were hurt.
More feelings were hurt.
Oh,
he's
shit.
He's a big meanie.
Yeah. Well, it's my company, so go fuck yourself.
Yeah. He founded the nonprofit in 2011. He spoke to his former team and the Project Veritas board of directors. I was stripped of all decision-making last week. Currently, I have no job at Project Veritas. I have no position here based upon what the board has done. So I'm announcing to you all that today, on President's Day, I'm packing up my personal belongings here. He claimed he had issued an ultimatum to the board to resign, and they didn't heed that.
Oh, I'm sure.
So they were just like, no.
Well, be careful how much power you give up.
Yeah. I mean, it's so weird when you see these, like you started this whole thing, and then it's like now you've got this whole 65 employees and a board of directors, and they can just blow your ass out.
Basically, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones we've seen that with, where you're like, huh? I mean, that's like firing me from here.
Yeah.
Like,
You're getting close.
Yeah.
You're on thin ice.
right? Like, I have to come and fucking give some speech here and be like, well,
I got to get Eric back in here so we can outvote you 2-1. Right now, it's just 1-1. It's
Exactly,
I
right?
don't have any pull.
O'Keefe hinted at his future after Project Veritas. And let's be crystal clear. He's the guy, right?
Yeah, right.
So whether you call it Project Veritas or
O'Keefe.
yeah.
The O'Keefe News.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be fine. Our mission continues on. I'm not done. The mission will perhaps take on a new name. Yeah. Word of internal strife at Project Veritas burst into the public's view when New York Magazine's Intelligencer website reported that O'Keefe took a paid leave from his leadership position while the board weighed his future with the company. Executive Director Daniel Strack told staffers that O'Keefe would be taking a few weeks of well-deserved PTO. Around this time, it was revealed that 16 staffers signed a letter raising several allegations against O'Keefe, including that he was outright cruel.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was a meanie.
You big jerk.
James has become a power-drunk tyrant, and he is exactly who he pontificates on who we should be exposing. Well, so is he a big meanie? Like, no one's taking up and going after the Pfizer executive because he's a big meanie. Right. You know what I mean? No one's going after the Planned Parenthood shit because they were mean while they were aborting babies. So he's just a big meanie. He's cruel. Okay, I don't know what that means. I'm going to need more than that.
Yeah.
And instead, like, oh, he's no better than the people he's exposing. Well, yeah, if he's just a dickhead, trust me, there are so many dickheads in media, so many bloated egos in media. That's all it is. Most of them.
Want to know my theory?
Sure.
It's fucking genius.
Yeah?
Yeah, because he's the lightning rod of this whole thing. He's the one that takes the brunt of it. And if he can stage this to get out, and Project Veritas can get back to good down the middle, investigative reporting.
Yeah.
And put a little faith back into the name and still just be behind the curtains pulling the strings.
But he's blown out.
That is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yes.
Is
it
he?
says
I understand what it says. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but why?
Because what they're doing now is not getting any traction.
Sure it did. That got millions and millions and millions of views.
And what happened?
But it doesn't happen with anything anyway.
Well, I guess that's true. But
that's the whole point.
but
That's the whole problem.
Maybe that was just an extreme fucking theory.
You're allowed to have it.
And it would be brilliant if it was. I mean, not that it might change anything, but for him to step aside, it would be almost like Elon stepping down from Twitter right now. Be like, you know what? It's just not good. I'm going to let the board, they're going to make all the decisions.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not best for me. Or pretending he got booted, whatever.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, oh, good, fuck him, he's gone. Now Twitter's back to what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the move.
Maybe. With O'Keefe's future at Project Veritas in question, Twitter user Swig shared an image of a cease and desist letter from a law firm representing donors addressed to the board of directors, raising concerns about any effort to remove the founder. Strack released another statement. So that Strack is the executive director of Project Veritas, Daniel Strack, saying on February 15th, asserting that James had not been removed from Project Veritas. He's the hardest working person I've ever met. Those who know him well know that he will not take time off unless forced to. So I don't know, man. Maybe you're right.
Probably,
but he could easily, I mean, that's the beauty of independent journalism.
Yeah.
If you don't have to be tied to something, there's nothing that says he can't start up another one and just,
of course,
O'Keefe News, whatever, and he'll have enough friends in
how
media.
How do you just get ousted? I mean, you got to have some sort of, you got to have stake in. I mean, is there a big buyout on this thing?
Maybe he owns 49.
Maybe it's
49-51. The board votes you out.
Maybe that's the problem with having a nonprofit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't pay out at the end when you're done.
Yeah.
It's the nonprofit.
I don't know, man. Well, they're paying them.
I know.
I mean, which is a whole nother discussion, when you're talking about nonprofits and how much they're paying themselves.
It's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Air quote type thing.
And I don't know what their deal is. I have no idea, but, yeah, it'd be very hard. He's a investigative journalist. He's not a guy that runs a business. They're different, and maybe he does, but it would make sense when it gets bigger that you would go turn that over to someone else, and I'll focus on the journalism part. I'll bring the story. You handle the day-to-day operations of it, and at that point, God only knows who's in control. And I'm guessing here. I don't have any idea.
Sure.
But he could be the founder with 49% and the board with 51%, and they can literally vote him out.
What kind of moron would do that?
Lots of them. Lots of us. Yeah.
Lesson out there, kids. Never give up controlling interest.
No, that's true. Very, very true. Moving on to other things. Famed children's author Roald Dahl. Hope I'm saying that name right. Not terribly familiar with the name.
Is it Dahl?
It is.
Okay. Sounds vaguely familiar.
You'd know his work.
Okay, I'm sure. I just
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Well, all right, he's not. He's no Fister.
He's no Fister. No,
but-
no. Marcus Pfister stands, on the Mount Rushmore, in my opinion.
League of his own.
Yeah. He's the author who wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Matilda, James and the Giant Peach,
Okay, yeah.
BFG, which is Big Fucking Giant or something, or Big Friendly Giant.
We'll go with that.
I think it's that probably for a kid's book.
Butt fucking giant.
Butt fucking giant. Yeah. What was he? Oh God. I think Big Friendly Giant. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it's not Butt fucking giant.
Boo-foo grandpa.
Yeah. Which would be great. BFG, boy, oh boy, you can Bobby fucking Gallagher. You know what I mean?
There you go.
There's a lot you can do with BFG.
Damn right.
He's collaborated with the publisher of, so he's dead. The publisher of the Robert Roald, Roald. Roald?
Did they miss an N there?
Yeah, it seems like it, but it's spelled like that the whole way. So he's probably not American.
Somebody fucked up on his birth certificate.
Yeah, they forgot the N. It's Ronald Dahl. Make this story much easier to get through. So the publisher of his work has collaborated with the Roald Dahl Story Company, which manages the work's copyright and trademarks to make hundreds of alterations in order to not offend anyone with his original works.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
They can't.
How do you, wait, you can't.
Oh, you can.
No, you can't.
I know.
What? They're going to go back and edit existing material?
Yeah. And apparently this happens quite frequently. I don't know if Mark Twain has done this with the N-word. Did they take the N-word out with Jim or whatever? And
probably. But I'm guessing there's no N-words in Dahl's, children's books.
No, there's not. And I was like, okay, what's the problem here?
The N-word is okay if you want to go ahead and edit that out of your text. Okay, yeah, I can be okay with that. But I don't know that there's.
But if it's making a point and it was written by someone, not you.
No, why? Listen,
you know what I mean? Like,
I get it.
At some point, it's like, hey, fuck off. How about that?
Yeah.
How about you didn't write it? You don't get to alter it.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
That's my real feeling.
Yeah.
But it going forward, being that my point was that's about the only thing I can justify changing.
Is the N-word?
Yeah.
What do they say instead?
I mean, I don't know. It would be in context or whatever. You just got.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's I get it. It's a shitty argument. Right. It's a shitty conversation.
Right. N-word.
Yeah. Right. N-word. So the Roald Dahl Story Company admitted they had worked with Inclusive Minds.
Jeez.
Which monitors children's lit for inclusion, diversity, and accessibility.
This poor bastard is rolling over in his grave right now.
Sure is. Rolled over in his grave. Roald Dahl.
Yeah,
see what I did there?
Rolled all the way over.
The Telegraph illuminated some of the changes made to Dahl's books, the Telegraph being an outlet. And their report caused author Salman Rushdie, who's had death, he's had a fucking hit out on him forever. He tweeted out, Roald Dahl was no angel, but this is absurd censorship. Puffin Books and Dahl Estate should be ashamed. The story company argued that the changes were small and carefully considered, while insisting they wanted to ensure that his wonderful stories and characters continue to be enjoyed by all children today. Irrelevant. I'm sorry. The changes were small and carefully considered, but they weren't written by you, fucker. Well, who are you? What are we doing here?
Somebody's got that control and somebody gave it up.
Yeah. Well, he's dead.
I know.
So the family, the estate gets it. And Seuss goes through this every fucking year.
Right.
Seuss gets dragged every year. Mm-hmm. There's some asswipe that gets all bummed out at Seuss's early work.
Oh, triggered by green eggs.
Yeah. Fucking Cat in the Hat's bullshit,
My
man.
mom died of salmonella. Fuck you and your green eggs.
When publishing new print runs of books written years ago, it's not unusual to review the language used alongside updating other details, including a book's cover and page layout. I have no problem with that. The page layout, the book's cover, you want to give it a... Netflix does the same thing.
Update stuff.
Where it's like, oh, Bill Burr must have a new special out. Oh, no, they just changed the fucking cover image of it.
Yeah.
And so, no, he doesn't, but it made me think that maybe he had... So I get it. You put out a new book. I don't care about that. I don't care about the cover photo. I care about the written words inside. that you didn't have anything to do with.
Well, you know is that these are unprecedented times.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Dahl, in his death, probably never even crossed his mind
No.
to put any provisions in to never change his work.
Right.
And once you die and somebody else takes control.
See if you can look up when he died. I mean, he maybe he died a year ago. I have no idea.
Well,
so ROALD.
Yeah,
it's Ronald minus the N.
Yeah, we're there.
It's not an N-word T. And Dahl is DAHL.
90. He's been gone since 90.
Okay. Yeah. So he wouldn't have thought that the world would go to hell in a handbasket.
Right.
Yeah,
but
in 90.
Again, another lesson, kids. Protect your work.
Yeah. I don't know how you do it because all you need is one shitty family member to want to profit. Look at Prince's catalog. Look what Prince's family is doing with his shit. Prince wouldn't let anybody use his shit.
Yeah.
Mike Massey covers a Prince song and it gets fucking flagged immediately. Now, he's in every fucking commercial. Like anybody can use Prince's music. You know what I mean? Like the family's like, hell yeah, cut us a check.
Get that money. Get that money.
Prince famously guarded his catalog.
Yeah.
Famously.
But didn't have any, I'm assuming that was personal choice, and he had full control.
Yeah.
And there was never any legal backup for that, any documentation of it to say, and somehow, some way, there has to be a way to protect this stuff going forward. But again, unprecedented time, uncharted waters. Nobody ever thought they would have to do that.
Yeah.
And Prince wasn't planning on dying.
No,
so
he wasn't.
He probably didn't have his affairs in order.
Yeah, he got into the opiate game pretty fucking hard. Yeah, it's sad because you know what his vision was.
Right.
And his vision was to not sell out. He had the money he needed. He could take care of those he wanted. And apparently, he was the fucking greatest dude. Like in Minnesota.
Yeah, they love him.
The locals, he'd invite the locals over to his house, his mansion, and jam and shit. Like, crazy stories with Prince, but just was very protective of his catalog. And it's said that he's got a vault with like tens of thousands of hours of music.
I'm sure.
But he didn't want the world to hear it. Right. He's going through his process. He's doing his thing.
Yeah, exactly. Until
that shit's going to come out in a box set.
Until it's approved. Yeah, I mean, you see that more and more with people that are, once they're dead.
Yeah.
Fuck, Tupac's probably still putting out music.
Right.
Jimmy's dropping albums.
Yeah, I hope no one would go through, with a fine-tooth comb on this fine show and take all the swear words out and, all the fucking, all the jokes that cross a line. Like, no, man.
Get your ducks in a row, sir.
This is the time we're living in. This is representative of today and what the fight is, what the struggle is, what the topics are. So, no, I don't want anyone to come in and mess with it. They can fucking piss on my grave at some point. I don't care. I'll be dead.
I'll be curious if there is a way, to protect that stuff legally going forward.
Well, how about we go through Ronald minus an N Dahl's a few of the things that they changed.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
And see what the crimes are, and if you agree with them. And you might agree with some, you might not. I expect your honesty.
Let's find out.
Okay.
I am brutally honest.
In the Twits. So that's another book of his. I'm not familiar with it. People that have kids might be. I don't recall that one.
Don't know the Twits.
This is a quote from the book. Have you ever seen a woman with an uglier face than that? That became, have you ever seen anyone with an uglier face than that?
My God. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I bet you did.
That's amazing. That actually makes it worse. Actually, instead of it only being the ugliest woman you've ever seen, now is that the ugliest person you've ever seen?
That poor woman is now.
Holy shit. Yeah, the ugliest person in the world, not just the ugliest woman.
It was going to play out at like 50%.
Right.
And now it's 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
I really thought they were going to, clean up the ugly part in there, that you couldn't offend someone that way.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the point of that? Just because the woman?
Yeah.
Is woman used anywhere else in the course of that book?
I don't know.
I bet you
this is the problem with this. This is the problem with editing Mark Twain, right? Where does it end? It's the same argument every fucking time. Yeah. Oh, we just want to take these couple problem words out. And then we get to, have you ever seen a woman with an uglier face than that? And we have to censor that to say, have you ever seen anyone with an uglier face than that? Does it seem like we're scratching the bottom of the barrel at this point?
Yes, 100%.
It's insulting.
And, that's comical.
Oh, do shut up, you old hag. That became, oh, do shut up, you old crow. Cunt would have worked nicely there, too.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Twat.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
actually,
do shut up, you old cunt. That would have been great.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the hag. To be honest with you, I think it rolls right off the tongue. I think it holds up.
Which is why he wrote it.
I think it holds up. Yeah.
Oh, do shut up, you old hag.
I think that was probably a very carefully chosen word.
Yeah. I would say he probably had multiple revisions.
I agree.
And was like, you know what?
Hag.
You're right. It does roll. Oh, do shut up, you old hag.
Yep.
Perfect. Perfect. In the book The Witches, the following sentences were removed. I do not wish to speak badly about women. Most women are lovely. Removed from the book. Yeah.
Just totally. Just it wasn't changed. It was just omitted.
Yeah.
Too many women's to fucking change.
The following sentences were removed. I do not wish to speak badly about women. Most women are lovely.
Because you couldn't just put people in there, I guess.
I guess. What is wrong with that, anyways?
I don't.
Is it that they're arguing most women are not lovely, so it's a bullshit sentence?
Yeah, I don't know. I assume it's got to do with gender. Is the issue with the woman thing here, which is mind fucking me right now.
Yeah,
it's not about. It doesn't even compute of what they're trying to do to me.
Yeah,
and the point of deleting that. So if that was go back to the ugliest person you've ever seen. Well, then,
that's so absurd.
So why couldn't you say I don't want to speak ill of people, but because most people are lovely? Why do you have to take that whole sentence out of the book?
Oh. I wish I had an answer for you.
Wow.
I can't make sense of it. I'm waiting for the N-word to be dropped twice in the same sentence in a children's book, and they're like, "Come on, man, we're past that, okay? We're not going to have a children's book that praises Hitler, okay? We just feel." And you go, I'm not crazy about censorship, but I get it, I suppose. So this one is really bad. How horrid, disgusting, my grandmother said.
Hold on.
Yeah. Thank God that's out of there.
That's just gone?
Gone.
That didn't get changed?
No, that's gone.
Okay.
How horrid, disgusting, my grandmother said.
I don't even know the context.
I don't either.
Right? Oh, my gosh.
Okay, next one. When an actress wears a wig, or if you or I were to wear a wig, we would be putting it on over our own hair, but a witch has to put it straight onto her naked scalp.
Witches don't have hair?
I guess.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, was it Witch Matilda or Witch Hazel? Is that the one from Bugs Bunny? And I think she had 3 straight black lines in that hat.
Yeah.
The one that would giggle.
Yeah, but the hat was always on. You don't know. There could have been a ton of hair up under that hat.
Maybe.
All
There could have
pointed
been.
up into a cone.
Yeah, true.
That's a new one for me, that witches don't have hair.
Yeah.
So
at least in Doll's world.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll be totally fucking frank with you right now.
I'd rather you be Mike.
Well, I don't know many witches.
Witches. No, I don't know. I don't know too many witches either.
Yeah. So the fact that I don't know any witches, I can't even confirm whether they're, naked scalped or whatever.
Yeah.
Or haired up proper. I don't know.
Okay.
In Matilda, mothers and fathers have become parents now. So they took out any reference to mothers and fathers.
Right. That's what I thought they were going to do.
What is the hard-on with mothers and fathers?
That's what I thought they were going to do with the grandmother. My grandmother said, whatever. Be like, my parental unit said.
Yeah.
Whatever. Or,
my caregiver said.
Caregiver, yeah.
The fuck is wrong with mother and father? It really seems like women, mother, like that. They don't attack guys like men as much. But what is the problem with mothers and fathers? Is it just total destruction of the family unit? Is that what the goal is?
I think so. I think because it's putting that standard out that it should be a mother and a father, and
Well,
that's what it takes. But
Look,
I think that's the point, is to not put that out there so that you're putting this into kids' head that it's supposed to be a mother and a father, because then when you got two daddies and two mommies, something's weird. But you don't get that choice.
You can absolutely write a story about your two dads.
So
they had a fucking TV show called My Two Dads.
Sure did, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, so some people have mom and dad, some people have dad and dad.
And a lot of people have mom and dad, right. That's more common than anything else.
Yeah. And people like you had divorced parents.
Mm-hmm. I still have a mom and dad.
God forbid.
I still have a mom and dad.
You still have a mom and dad. Yes, you do.
They don't have to be banging still. They're still my mom and dad.
Yeah. But, I mean... But if you go, I don't live with my mommy and daddy because my parents got divorced. It's like, okay, well, that doesn't mean mommy and daddy don't exist, But there's something about that parental unit living as one that Black Lives Matter used to have that in their thing. Their Marxist, rundown included the, gutting of the traditional family value, the family unit.
Yeah.
That was one of their main objectives. This all goes back to Karl Marx, right? This is Marxism and all that kind of shit. This is part of that. And there was so much immediate backlash, they took it out. And I remember when they took it out of their website.
Just trying to normalize in that single mom?
Yeah.
Raised by auntie?
Sure. Mm-hmm. So mothers and fathers became parents. So she went on olden day sailing ships with Joseph Conrad. She went to Africa with Ernest Hemingway and to India with Rudyard Kipling. She went to 19th century estates with Jane Austen. She went to Africa with Ernest Hemingway and California with John Steinbeck.
Why the I mean, I
was hoping you could fucking explain. That doesn't make any sense at all.
They changed locations and people? Is that did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Except that Africa with Hemingway. I guess they're not going to fuck with Ernest, but the other two, they changed like locations and people.
Yes, she went to 19th century estates with Jane Austen. Okay, well, Jane Austen. Wait, so you told Joseph Conrad to fuck right off?
Basically,
he was on the olden day ships.
Yeah,
sailing ships with Joseph Conrad. Fuck that guy. Jane Austen pops up, and why we're going to California with John Steinbeck, I'll never know. Fuck does that have to do with anything?
It doesn't make any sense.
It does in the fucking crazy world we're living in. No, it does not.
Even in their world, it doesn't make sense. I would love to hear the meeting room of this, trying to justify of why these things
inclusive minds. When you're talking about this group, they have to justify their paycheck.
But that one especially. Okay, the other ones, whatever. You want to talk about the parental unit, you want to talk about gender, you want to talk about hate speech, any of that stuff. But fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
The fuck is that? They're changing people and locations arbitrarily.
Yeah. I'm sorry. We used to understand that there's you just don't fuck with art, man. You don't get to come back and take a Picasso off the wall and add a few strokes yourself to it. Right?
Yeah.
It's not what we do.
Now it's porn, so we cover up the nipples, put some pasties on there.
Exactly. We just don't do that. We don't do that with written artworks. Like, someone wrote this that wasn't you. Mm-hmm. So how you get to come in and change people and locations on a whim because you need to justify your fucking lane and inclusive minds. How about you don't read the book to your kids then? If it's so bothersome to you, fuck off. There's offensive shit in literature for thousands of years.
Yeah.
The Bible, the Old Testament is littered with offensive shit.
Right, but Lawn Boy exists in schools.
Right.
But this is somehow needs to be changed and amended.
Yes.
A fucking bizarre world, dude.
Bizarre world.
I hate to stop this planet, man. Let me off.
In Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, this sentence was entirely removed. Mike TV himself had no less than 18 toy pistols of various sizes hanging from belts around his body, and every now and again he would leap up into the air and fire off half a dozen rounds from one or another of these weapons.
Oh boy, that's triggering.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
guns.
Can't have that.
It's probably a cap gun or something they're talking about.
Of course it was.
Also
toy
removed,
pistol.
Yeah, I know. Toy pistol, which means it's not firing real bullets.
Right.
So he's probably shooting off a cap gun.
Yep.
Big popular shit back then. Also removed, the Oompa Loompas spent every moment of their days climbing through the treetops.
But they didn't get rid of the Oompa Loompas completely.
Yeah.
They're still in the story. But there's something about them being in the treetops that...
So is it like, monkeys climbing trees? Are you calling these humans, these midget humans, monkeys? Is that the problem with that? I'm not even joking. I don't know.
Exactly. It'd be one thing if like...
I'm not trying to be offensive, I swear.
No.
But I
don't know.
Oompa Loompas seem to be a problem. There's plenty of midgets that take issue with Oompa Loompas.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Oh, you said it.
Yeah.
Dwarfs,
what are we
dwarfs.
supposed to call them?
Little
Dwarves?
people. Or maybe you can't even say dwarfs now. I don't know. But
Yeah,
little people.
I don't think you can. That's why I stick with midget.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, because dwarf you can't say. Well, shit, we had a midget in here. We had Brad Williams in here.
Yeah. I think he identifies as a dwarf, though.
Yeah, I know. There's some of them have like
and I think there's
big heads.
I think there's a differentiation between the two, and it's like, you don't want to be. Listen, I'm a dwarf motherfucker, not a midget.
Yeah,
don't you fucking dare call.
I'm telling you, man. When I was in, I was
like
in
the N-word for little people.
Yeah, he was cool with it, but when I was in,
I mean, the fuck's he gonna do?
Watching him get into a fucking, I drove him and Raj back to the hotel. Watching him get into an Explorer.
Was as good as him getting into that spinning chair right there.
Yeah,
spectacular.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
But he loves it. He loves it. Remember, he was having a kid and he was like, please be a midget.
Yeah.
Please be. Like, he wanted his daughter to be. He didn't want a 5-year-old being able to whoop his ass.
Yeah, right.
He was like, no, man. Let's see. So the BFG, Big Friendly Giant, or Bobby fucking Gallagher, or Big fucking Gash, whatever.
Sure.
So in the BFG, the word black was consistently replaced by the word dark. You can't call them darkies. Right? You're not allowed to do that. And who would even want to?
That's what they went with. We can't have it say black, because I assume, just guessing, I'm not familiar with the BFG's work here, but I'm assuming they're not referring to people.
Well,
in these sentences where they say black.
They remove the word black and they replace it with dark for sentences such as, it was something dark. So it used to say it was something black. Now it says it was something dark.
Okay.
It was something tall and black is now, it was something tall and dark.
Oh, all right.
And something very tall and very black and very thin. So that turned into something very tall and very dark and very thin. Yeah.
Oh, it's Black fucking Giant. They're going to change the whole name. It's going to have to be DFG now. The Dark fucking Giant.
So, if you're not familiar with BFG, the big fucking giant, or the Black fucking Giant.
The notorious BFG.
The notorious BFG. Or as someone, I mean, I probably shouldn't tell that joke. The notorious. Yeah, I'm not.
All right.
Even for me.
Fair
you know
enough.
what I mean?
Sure.
You'd know it. Yeah. You know that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure. That was on camera.
Yeah, I don't think you can see it.
I know.
So, the problem that a lot of people had with Big fucking Giant, right? So you got Sophie, who's in an orphanage, and this big fucking giant comes along, takes her to giant country.
Okay.
Right? And he's a big fucking giant, or black fucking giant, whatever it was.
Dark, but yeah.
Kids are on the menu because they're giant. So
You gotta eat something, yeah.
They got to eat something.
Kids are young and tender.
So the whole point of this book is to come up with a language between Sophie and Black fucking Giant, or Big fucking Giant, to communicate and then rid the world, something along these lines. I'm
So they stop
paraphrasing.
eating kids.
So they stop eating people.
Okay.
So a lot of people have taken issue with the cannibalism aspect of this.
Gotcha.
In a book. But Grimm's Hansel and Gretel, like, you can't get any creepier than that.
Well, that's next. That's coming.
Yeah, and they probably have issue with that too. Hansel and Gretel ditched in the woods. Parents can't afford them anymore. Ditch them in the woods. They come up across this beautiful candy house, and a witch is like, "Oh yeah, come on in." She's trying to plump them up. She wants to fatten those fucking kids up.
Yeah,
so she could stuff them in the oven and then eat them. She wants to eat them, and I'll be goddamn if Hansel and Gret don't fucking see what's going on and stuff that witch in the fucking oven.
Smart.
And then they steal all her precious stones and fucking go home rich and live happily ever after.
Sounds like a home invasion.
Dude, if this is first off, they murdered an old woman.
Yeah. Well, self-defense, clearly.
Yeah, but that's saying that Hansel and Gretel are above reproach.
Mm-hmm.
That you're just going to believe these kids' words. In my book, they not only murdered this old woman, they stole all her fucking shit.
Yeah.
And then got rich.
And then made up the story. Oh, no, she was going to eat us.
Yeah, she was going to eat us.
Well, man, she's been great for so long. I don't know, man. No,
I don't know.
She was going to eat us.
You're talking about the cunt that lives in the candy house.
With
She loves kids. What are you talking about?
Oh, she's always giving away food and stuff. Yeah, she's great. Super nice.
The only thing you could do, Hansel, hold on. Let's back up.
Why did she just leave?
Yeah, she's an old woman. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you just run out the door?
Grab a knee, something. Take her out.
Yeah. The two of you, young, viral fucking kids, couldn't handle the old witch.
I don't know, man. I have to reopen that case, I think.
So I'm telling you, man, they not only murdered her by sticking her in her own fucking oven, by the way, and cooking her ass to death.
That's cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah. In any country on planet Earth.
Maybe terrorism charges.
She's living in the woods by herself. They came to her fucking house, man. Right?
Like a home invasion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then they stole all her shit. That would be the first thing, like, oh, okay, we understand.
Yeah.
Hansel, Gretel. Why did you steal all of her precious stones?
She didn't need them anymore.
Said every murdering robber ever. Yeah, she doesn't need him anymore.
Well,
fucking killed that bitch. Took all her stuff.
You know what they had going for them? They were white.
True. True. There's a lot of things like that. I just don't like. I think it's great to have things that represent the times, and we see how far we've come with J.K. Rowling. I don't want her work fucked with in 50 years. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's people that take issue. There's religious right groups that take big issue with J.K. Rowling because of the witchcraft, the sorcery, that kind of shit. It's ungodly.
Don't even mention the transphobia.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? We're never going to agree on everything. It might not be for you. Set it aside. How about I understand no one's going to force the Christians to watch it and be all offended, but leave it be for people that are okay. And then you can have your fucking godly books and tell your stories and hands off, man.
Going forward, any edits like this in the future should come with an explanation, a justification. This is why. Not just okay, we just got a guess of why you decided to do that. No, It should have to have an addendum with it that it is their explanation of why they changed it.
My guess is when you take something like, do shut up, you old hag. Mm-hmm. It's insulting to women, calling an older woman a hag. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. It's not based in racism or anything. It's like
telling her to shut up and calling her an old crow is somehow way better.
Yeah. Or an old bird,
the
old bat. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could say. Old hag, old bat, old woman, old. Yeah. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. Remember that fucking bitch? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's crazy.
Just for the record, he's got I'm assuming that's a daughter, Sophie Dahl.
Oh, boy.
Strong.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
I mean, good enough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. She's got a little Wednesday Addams look to her.
Yes,
a little Christina Ricci, maybe?
Something. Got some googly eyes.
Yeah, she's got some crazy eyes.
Right.
She's probably rich as shit.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, wait a minute. She looks like she was born after 1990. He died in 1990, right? So that's not a granddaughter or something?
Oh, maybe it is. I don't know.
Doesn't she look like she was born in...
It's entirely possible.
96, 98? She looks too young.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Sophie Dahl. Let's see. What happened to Sophie Dahl? Is Sophie Dahl Roald Dahl's daughter? There you go. Third one down. One more. There you go. She is the daughter of Teresa Dahl and Julianne Holloway and the granddaughter of Roald Dahl. I saw that coming a mile away.
Nice job. Yeah, you called it. You absolutely called it. Yep, well done.
Sniffed it out.
Right.
Don Lemon. Man, oh, man.
Donnie Lemon.
Yeah. Don Lemon getting himself in trouble. Keeps going, man.
He can't help himself.
He is a real problem. He was not this is such a weird story. Did we talk last week about what he said about women being past their prime?
Yes.
We did.
Yeah, I assume we did it on here as well.
I think so.
Sometimes
So he's with
conversations get
Caitlin, whatever, and Poppy Harlow on the morning show, and he was Nikki Haley basically said we should have term limits and we should have, politicians, lawmakers that are 75 plus.
Yeah.
We should probably do some sort of competency test on them, so we don't
Annually.
get Joe Biden in office. You know what I mean? Like clearly not
because
with
cognitive abilities can decline rapidly.
rapidly.
So 4 years it can be a long time.
Yes.
So
And so Don Lemon was like, well, Nikki Haley, women are in their prime 20s, 30s, and sometimes into their 40s. And so that blew up, and then he was gone.
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, like physically.
A lot of people say he fucking hates women.
Well, he does. He doesn't. Chooses not to bang them.
He doesn't want anything to do with women.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, he's just gayed up across the board, which is, do you, dog, but stay out of the woman lane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want anything to do with him, And so they booted him off the air for CNN this morning, the Monday breakfast show. So I don't know if that means, so what, does he come back Tuesday? But it sounds, so they've got Sarah Snyder filling in. Lemon's future on the show is being discussed in ongoing conversations. He is a constant distraction, a source told The Confidor. CNN spokesman said he's taken the holiday. He's been chased by paparazzi all weekend. He's been under attack, and he's not ready to go back on air. He did tweet, and a lot of people took issue with this. He tweeted that his comments about Haley were inartful and irrelevant. And that word inartful bothered a lot of people because people, of course, looked up the definition of inartful. And what they found when they did their own Google search on that word, they found out doesn't mean I'm wrong. I just didn't say it the right way.
It wasn't articulated properly.
Right.
Inarticulated.
It was inartful.
Yeah.
And so he didn't say, my apologies to Nikki Haley. I wish her the best on her campaign. Easy enough, right? I didn't mean to insult Nikki Haley in any way. I'm truly, from the bottom of my heart, I wish you nothing but the best in your political career. See you in Iowa.
Nope.
Easy. No, he can't do that. The reference I made to a woman's prime this morning was inartful and irrelevant, as colleagues and loved ones have pointed out, and I regret it. A woman's age doesn't define her either personally or professionally. I have countless women in my life who prove that every day.
Oh, well, what about if they're 75?
For
If they're 90?
yeah, or 100.
Then, so maybe the age does matter somewhere. Just don't start knocking on 50-year-olds, dumbass.
Yeah. So Nikki Haley responded, to be clear, I am not calling for competency tests for sexist middle-aged CNN anchors, only for people who make our laws and are 75 plus.
And that people we care about.
Yeah.
That are relevant.
I was talking to my cardiologist today.
You mentioned that.
Yeah. And so I go in there and they're like, sir, you need to wear a mask. And I was like, yeah, I don't have a mask. And they're like, oh, well, here you go. And so I'm sitting there and my fucking glasses are fogging up. It's just a nightmare. And so I'm sitting in there and, dude, I'm there for...
You actually had it over your nose?
Not really, but just sort of when they're looking through the window at me or other people. So they finally take me back in there. I'm there for hours, by the way. All of a sudden, my doctor comes pounding through the door. Boom, no mask, nothing. He's just in scrubs. And he gives me a big hug. He's like, how you doing, brother? I haven't seen you in forever. I was like, bro, the fuck is up with these masks? He goes, get rid of it. He's like, I haven't worn a mask since, well, ever.
All right,
It's like, it was total bullshit all along. So, no, you don't need to wear a fucking mask in here. Do you see me wearing a mask? I'm like, well, the witches up front told me I had to wear a mask. Like, whatever. So I took that thing right off.
Yeah.
It was great. And I was like, so I start doing what I do and start interviewing him, essentially.
Of course.
And I'm like, man, what do you think of Biden? And because he made some comment that made me go, you never know. And I don't bring up politics unless I know someone, you know what I mean? But he typically, like out in public on the show maybe. But anyway, he goes, I go, what do most doctors think? Like yourself, when you look at this guy. And he said, are you fucking kidding me? That dude is a walking fucking showroom of dementia. Like, it's not There is no debate among doctors. There is no fucking, like, it is what it is. He's suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's or whatever the fuck it is.
You could probably go talk to a doctor in a mask that would say the opposite, though.
Exactly. He said,
Wearing two masks.
The debate is over on whether or not this guy's fucking calling the shots or has anything to do with anything. I just thought it was interesting. I love talking to smart people about it.
I thought of a great pseudonym today.
What?
Myocarditis.
Myocarditis? Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that.
Like that would be my fake Greek name.
Yeah.
Myocarditis.
Yeah. Yeah. It's up there with Mahalski, man. Mahalski's, you've done great with Mahalski.
Yeah. Wow, that's an old standby.
Hell yeah. Inside sources say that Don Lemon is rude, self-righteous, and clearly sexist. His apology meant nothing. Don has been skating on thin ice for so long, and many wanted him fired in December when he freaked out on Caitlin Collins for no reason. She was in tears, and it was inappropriate. Lemon left Collins red. So this story, we might have covered it at the time, where she interrupted him. They talk over each other.
Yeah.
And Don Lemon is used to having his own show in prime time. No one talks over Lemon. And so, yeah, on a morning show, you're going to get some of that crossover. And, it takes a while to get used to the balance in the room. That's part of chemistry. So early on, you're going to have that. And apparently, Lemon had a hissy fit.
Lost his shit.
Made Caitlin cry. And he was going off about her interrupting. Like, fucking grow up, man. God, he's a piece of shit.
Sounds like she needs to toughen up a little bit, too, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Get a pair.
For sure.
I was going to say that the crew at Zott Ford in Holly is jonesing to help you get a brand new Ford, all while delivering exceptional deals and a world-class experience. Right now, you can lease a new loaded 22 F-150 Super Crew XLT 4x4 as low as $292 a month for 24 months. I think I said super crap. I don't know what the hell I said. Or you can get a jammed up 22 Explorer XLT 4-wheel drive as low as $333 for 24 months. Plus, if you tell our friends at Zott Ford that TDC sent you, they'll kick in $500 worth of accessories at no additional charge with your new F-150. That's $500 just for saying TDC.
Hell yeah.
That's impressive. Zott Ford's still paying $2,000 over your appraised value when you lease or buy a new Escape, Edge, or Explorer. Only if you know the name of Eric Fady's favorite furry little critter, Tony. Finally, Gabar and the team are still going nuts and offering 0% financing on lots of new in-stock vehicles. So go check out their voluptuous inventory and dazzling deals at dealsinthed.com.
I was watching Bernie Sanders on...
I think the Plum Smash is catching up to me.
Is it? Yeah.
A little tongue-tied.
Yeah, that happens.
Sure.
Bernie was on one of the Sunday shows, Meet the Press, or Meet the Press, is that NBC? He was on the CBS morning show with some broad.
Okay.
Who was still in her prime, I think.
Ish.
She's still in her ish, yeah. Getting to the tail end of prime, But anyway, he said that Nikki Haley calling for competency tests for office was absurd and ageist. It's absurd and ageist. Is it really?
Bernie, you might want to sit this one out, buddy.
Yeah, he's 81.
Yeah, you might want to sit this one out.
Yeah.
And fine, you might be sharp as a tack, but I wouldn't roll those dice, Bernie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Bernie strikes me as sharp as a tack. I'm with Bernie Sanders on almost nothing, right?
Yeah.
So if you think it's just like, oh, he's not on my team,
no.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
No, Bernie comes off.
He's fucking batshit crazy, but he's absolutely with it.
Yeah, he's absolutely with it. Of course, he's batshit crazy, which is why they didn't prop him up and they went with this fucking dementia-riddled moron that they could drive around.
I do the old man switcheroo.
Exactly. But Bernie, you'd have to admit that is not the worst thing to say. So many people have a problem with these career, lifelong politicians. Going around on Twitter today are the 4 fucking mansions that Joe Biden has. Massive properties all over Delaware and in Maine, wherever, like all over it. It's like, how do you get this on a fucking government salary, you piece of shit?
Public service pays off, my man.
Yeah, exactly. It's paid off really nice for them, big guy. So it's just a joke. And I think that there's enough of us that feel like, oh, great, another 100. We've got a stack of 100-year-old white people still fucking calling all the shots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dianne Feinstein's in her 90s. Fuck out of here. What are you doing? What is Nancy Pelosi hanging on for? Bernie Sanders, what are you hanging out? You're 81.
There's nothing else to do.
Fucking retire. Paint. Go write a book, asshole.
I don't want to stop suckling off that teat just yet.
Stop it. They get their salaries for life, I think. Like, there's no reason for them to be there. Crotchety old fools.
Ego.
And if you're telling me Dianne Feinstein hasn't lost all of her steps? All of them. Gone. She's fucking batshit crazy, stumbling around in circles in the halls of fucking DC. That's what Dianne Feinstein is. And Joe Biden is no better. His stiff-legged walk now, that gait he's got going is hilarious. Yeah. You know, only person I've seen fall up the stairs 3 times.
I'm not going to make fun of that.
Yeah, I know I can do that too. But it's, you know, but don't try and sell me that's working.
Yeah.
Stop it. I don't think there's any this idea absurd and ageist. Bernie, you are 10 years older than the average lifespan of a fucking American male. You're 10 years older than the average.
You're on borrowed time.
You're on house money, sir.
Yeah.
You are playing with house money every day. It shouldn't be that out of line.
Shut it down and enjoy it, Bern.
Or it shouldn't be that out of line to go, I don't know, man. You're 10 years over the fucking line of normal age for death.
Look at me. I'm 81. I'm
81.
Right? No. Okay. Well, you're fine.
Great. Most 81-year-olds are not.
Let's take a look at all 81-year-olds, shall we?
Yeah, exactly. He said, let's see, told CBS News on Sunday that voters could determine a candidate's competency by looking at them and should focus on ideas over age. That fits a very small window for you personally, Bernie. No one has ever come out and said Bernie Sanders has lost all steps.
Mentally incapable.
Yeah. They say it exclusively about Joe Biden for a very good reason.
Yeah. Now we say his policies are fucking insane.
Yeah.
But no,
Yes.
he's still got it.
Bernie Sanders goes on, we're fighting racism. We're fighting sexism. We're fighting homophobia. Okay, all things that are going to exist through humanity forever. You're never getting rid of sexism. Men are always going to go, she's an old bird. She's past her prime. It's going to happen.
Old hag.
Old hag? Sure, old crow. They're going to do that. Some people are going to be against fucking homosexuality. Sorry.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? When they commit a crime and they beat the shit out of some gay guy because he's gay, well, then they can go to prison for hate crimes. Until then, stop. We're fighting sexism. We're fighting homophobia. Oh, good. How's that fight going? Dipshit.
Now we're fighting ageism.
Yeah, and ageism. Stop it. Stop it. No, you're not. Stop. God, it's... Yeah, so what did she say? In the America I see, the permanent politician will finally retire. We'll have term limits for Congress and mandatory mental tests for politicians. Competency, yeah, I can't read. Tests for politicians over 75 years old. I have no problem with that. I don't care if they're Republican. I don't care if they're Democrat or independent.
At what point do you have to start retesting for your driver's license? Isn't there an age limit to that?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
I think at some point you have to, once you hit a certain age, you have to like start retesting.
Yeah.
On some level. So it's not like it's unheard of.
Well, that's ageist.
Then get the fuck rid of it.
Yeah.
But you know what? We don't want old people just fucking banging into shit and plowing through fucking storefronts.
Oh, you mean like when Amy and I were at the fucking
that's exactly what I meant.
Set a grill, and some fucking old man for sitting in a booth goes over the curb and right through the fucking big bay window. We're
classic gas instead of brake.
Yeah,
classic.
Actually, I hate to say it, but happened to me in Taco Bell the other day because I've got my car. It can still be in drive, and once I apply the brake all the way, it'll stop. It's got that feature.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to lean back really quick, stretch my back out, and I thought I was pressing on the fucking brake. I thought I had my foot there, and I stomped on the gas and went, and locked him up and fucking yeah. So it's not just old fuckers, but I feel like I could pass a competency test.
Yeah. Hey, listen, these 13s, I've caught both pedals multiple times.
On what?
But catch the brake and the gas with the same
size
push.
13,
yeah, catching them both, and you're like hitting the brake. All of a sudden, it's like, what the fuck?
I've done that too. Yeah. Meghan Markle.
Oh, lovely woman.
Yeah. Well, she is very, very upset.
Again?
I don't do Meghan Markle stories
Is
or
she-
Prince Harry stories ever.
When was the last time she wasn't very upset? Because I don't know that I've ever known a non-very upset Meghan Markle.
Well, I don't know. First off,
yeah.
she's been a gigundous pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Drama queen. Like every time her name is mentioned, it's
She's
for some
sucked
drama.
since fucking, what's the Deal or No Deal?
Yeah. Was that where she was on half naked?
I think she was one of
opening a briefcase
Yep.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was on some stupid TV show. But she seems like an over the top twat. I mean, I don't know how her family says it. She destroys relationships. Every fucking relationship she's in.
I'd still hate it. But
She just happens to be sort of hot. So South Park did a whole episode Wednesday
Okay.
on it was titled The World Privacy Tour,
All right.
and they went hard in the paint.
That's actually a great title.
Yeah.
World Privacy Tour.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's fucking
The
brilliant.
irony there.
She has been left upset and overwhelmed for the past days.
But listen, Megan, do you not understand what fucking South Park is?
Yeah.
Just shut up and take it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone has been offended
Yeah.
and targeted by take it as a compliment.
And you know how you make it worse? Like way worse?
This.
This.
Exactly.
Whine about it. Let it be
Right.
known that it bothered you.
Exactly.
So they can do a
prove
whole
them right.
season on you.
Prove them right on what a twat you are.
Yeah. They did an entire season on Canada electing Garrison as president in orange face, building a wall to keep Americans out of Canada.
Yeah.
Right. It was a total mock of Trump. And his running mate was going to be Caitlyn Jenner, and everything every time she got behind the wheel, she ran over someone and killed him. It's fucking hilarious.
Brilliant.
An entire season mocking Donald Trump for his hair, everything about him. Never heard a peep.
No.
Never heard a fucking peep.
Not worth it.
Not worth it.
Shut up. Take
Enjoy
the L.
it.
Exactly.
Have the laugh with everybody. You're a fucking princess.
Learn to
or whatever.
laugh at yourself. Exactly.
So, the episode World Privacy Tour pokes fun at their grievances while Meghan is introduced as. So they've got at one point I watched it. They go to a brand manager. So there's like a business that figures out your brand. And so her brand, they were like, oh yes, your brand. We've already got you in the system, Meghan. Is sorority girl, actress, influencer, and victim. That was her brand.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he says, oh, yeah, we've already got the file on the princess here. I have your brand already. The prince's brand was decided as Royal Prince, Millionaire, World Traveler Victim. And every example of someone's brand ends with victim.
Yeah.
Because everyone's a victim. Of
course.
Brilliant. And they are marching up and down the streets. At one point, the Prince Harry character has a drum set on the front lawn. Leave us alone. What are you looking at? He's just playing the drums and shit, keeping people up at all hours of the night. They've taped up images of themselves all over the walls.
World Privacy Tour. Fucking brilliant.
Brilliant.
So
It's
good.
So good. Yeah. They arrived at the set of Good Morning Canada with a book to promote, and his book is called Wah. It's his autobiography, the Prince's autobiography. Dude, it's so worth a watch. It's
Yeah,
so
I would definitely check that out. But I mean, have you not learned by now? Just don't react to it.
Yeah.
You're only going to make it worse. You know, you can't change the fact that it's out. You're not going to change anybody's mind about getting mad about it.
Yeah.
Because trust me, it's way more accurate than not.
Oh,
all across the board,
100%.
Everything they say, everything they do, it's like stereotypes being based in reality.
Right.
There's a reason they're doing and saying what they're doing.
yeah, and there's
So
a
they might-
reason why you're offended by it,
and they might-
because it hits a little close to home.
They might take it a little far for, dramatic effect, creative interpretation.
Not really. Yeah, you're making the point
Exactly.
that it's a punchline. They're going for a punchline.
Right.
And what is satire?
Yeah.
It's going over the top. It's like getting your drawing of you and your girlfriend on the boardwalk, and they exaggerate features.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's not like they came at her saying she was fat.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, oh, yeah, I say I'm not fat. I'm not fat.
Yeah.
No, I said you were a whiny cunt, and
Yeah,
you are.
you are.
And you just proved their point.
Yeah. By being
Congratulations.
whiny cunt about it now instead of being honored. You know how honored I would be? I don't give a shit
Damn
what
right.
South Park did.
Yeah.
Totally honored.
Fucking Massey getting a fucking South Park. Or no, that
No,
was
he
Family
got
Guy.
Still. No, he got American Dad.
Oh, American Dad. Either way, I'm sorry. It was,
Which is still Seth MacFarlane. I mean,
Right.
brilliant.
Yeah.
McCarty was on South Park, though.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They did a, yeah, he got to meet the guys and everything. But
shit.
they had a cartoon of McCarty. It was like the Avalanche playing against the Wings.
Okay.
Because those guys are in Colorado and
Yeah.
the Avalanche were really big. I can't remember what the episode was about, but yeah, I was talking to Darren about it one day. He's like, yeah, dude, you know, I met them. And
No
I
kidding.
was like, that's fucking
I'll have to
awesome.
look that one up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, get over yourself. And the fact is, when you go on a tour with Oprah or you're promoting Netflix shows and you're just whining about wanting to be left alone and blah, blah, yeah, you're on the World Privacy Tour. It's
amazing.
It's amazing. And it's what they do. It's what, as satirists, they get away with something that no one else can get away with.
Right?
Right? They're untouchable. They're
They are.
literally untouchable.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what the episode. I mean, they've done episodes early on. Scott, what was his name? Where fucking Cartman murdered the kid's family and chopped
Peterson?
chopped them all up and fed them to the kid. Like, this is chili, and the kid's eating chili. It turns out it's his fucking parents. I mean, they've gone out absolutely. They've gone after Nambla and done episodes on Nambla. You know, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, they've basically got everybody.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
I would be honored myself.
Oh God, yeah.
I wonder what they'd make fun of me about.
They draw you as half black from the waist down.
See? Honored.
Honored, yeah. I had this story last week.
Sounds like old news.
Yeah. It was for Valentine's Day.
Aw.
Is it Times Day or Tines?
Tyne with an N.
Tines, yeah. I haven't celebrated it in years. Anyway, sex positions that burn the most calories.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So if you want to get in there and bust one out.
Sure. Well, you know, I do consider it my cardio.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Depending on your position, you might not need to worry about getting those 10,000 steps in, they say. Even just having sex in the spoon position for 15 minutes will burn 51 calories.
51 calories? The fuck is that? That's like a cracker. Fuck are we
Right.
talking about?
I know, right?
Right?
It's a couple Tic Tacs.
Holy shit.
Cowgirl.
I was like excited.
Yeah, so this is 30 minutes in each position.
Okay. I mean, sometimes, but you know,
Not always.
No, we're okay. So you know what this is going to be like? You know, when the fucking, you know, you eat a bag of chips and you look down, it was like servings per package 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to take this for what it's worth and do some math on these.
Yeah. So if I only lasted 4 minutes or 3 minutes,
7.5 calories.
I'm well on my way, honey.
Right? Give me 15 minutes and a sandwich, huh?
Yeah.
I'll give you another 7.5.
A tight 7.5, and I'm out.
Right? Second one, I can go a little longer, you know.
So 30 minutes of cowgirl, 20 calories.
What?
Fuck off.
Come on.
Yeah.
Listen, I
Reverse cowgirl, which is better than cowgirl.
Listen, reverse cowgirl, I feel like I'll burn 20 calories.
Yes.
Is this what the chick is going to burn?
No, I think it's what the dude's going to
Oh, okay. I was going to say, well, yeah, because you're just laying there. I mean, you're still doing a little something, but you know.
Yeah, and if your dick's not big enough, you pop right out the back end. Not
yeah.
that I would know.
Right, yeah. Well, it's not always just, you know, they come up too high, you know, or you get the timing off when you're trying to give that little extra.
That's how you fucking break a dick.
Right, you know, when you zig
Yeah.
when you should have zagged and
Yep.
fucking boom.
Yeah, it's fun to pop it back in from that position, but when she gets a little fucking wild and kind of gets a little high on her horse there, you know, that can fuck the reverse cowgirl can come back and smack your belly with that thing, you know.
Especially when sometimes it gets a little slickery.
Yeah.
Extra slickery.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wild ride.
It sure is, my friend.
Yes, sir.
The 69 position. Who's doing the 69 for 30 minutes? By the way.
And what calories are you burning in a 69?
39 calories.
Wait, so you're talking about my tongue is going to burn more calories in 30 minutes than my
Reverse cowgirl?
reverse cowgirl?
Yeah.
And what's the difference? Is there a difference between reverse cowgirl and regular cowgirl?
Yeah, cowgirl is just her on top.
Well, listen, I understand. It's just the other one's just flipped around.
Reverse is the way to go. If you can get her to do it.
You know, in space, there's no difference between reverse cowgirl and doggy style.
True.
But is there a difference in the calorie burn is what I want to know.
Cowgirl will burn 20. Reverse cowgirl, 24. I think that's bullshit. I think it's short.
How is that?
Here's what you want to do. Standing. You're telling me.
Wait, no, that is not what I want to do.
Oh, no,
that is not at all.
Hold on. You're telling me. This is bullshit, by the way. So their definition of standing is her with her legs, and you're holding her legs and standing. You're telling me 30 minutes of holding a female, adult female, up for 30 minutes while you're fucking.
You're holding her. You're not like standing at the edge of the bed.
No.
You're holding her.
That's the picture, man. Holding her. Okay. 99 calories. Bullshit.
Holy shit.
That would burn your fucking legs out. There's no way. I mean, in movies they make it look doable, but that's just not.
I mean, I've been like a sweaty mess. Like I've like thought I was gonna have a heart attack.
Right.
Like there's and to find out that could have been 10 or 15 calories is really concerning. There's a reason I don't go to the gym, I guess. Holy shit.
Are you familiar with the butter churner?
Well, I mean, I know churning the butter like this.
Churning the butter is like this. Like if you've got a girl up on her.
So I rub it out.
Yeah. Dude, it looks like there's a third party involved in the butter churner.
Yeah, it's probably a dildo. Churning the butter.
Yeah. When we had that stripper at, what's his name? Jay's. Remember that? The headstand?
Oh, no, yes.
And fucking Petey fucking churning butter, just going to town. He put that thing in his mouth and just fucking pile drover.
Oh, boy.
The butter churner will shave 106 calories. That's number one on the list.
All right. Well, okay. Then I'm interested.
It's the first one there in the corner. Tell me that's not a third person involved. Like there's some lady licking your balls from underneath.
Yeah.
Right? Because the other ones, the Lotus, for instance.
What in the world? All right. Butter churner, sex position.
Yeah. Standing, doggy style, we all know. The kneeling wheelbarrow will burn 84 calories. Doggy style, 91 calories. The Lotus, which is you sitting down and her sitting down.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Yeah, that one does kind of suck, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You can't get a good thrust.
I'm not bendy like that.
No. Oh, the Eagle's fun. I know the Eagle. You can burn 73 with the Eagle. That's where you put her feet over her fucking head. That one's fun.
Okay. So the butter churner, that was just a terrible picture. Butter churner is like,
so
she's like head on the ground. And, oh yeah, I guess I can do that. Because I guess it's not like porn.
Oh, that's the butter churner?
Yeah, that's the butter churner.
Oh, this picture is drawn.
I know. As I said, that's a terrible picture. So
that is unbelievable. It's like there's a shadow in there.
I know. I don't understand what those extra appendages are in the picture you have.
Now, why does that burn so much? Is that just squats?
I don't know. Yeah. Listen, I got to believe. And hold on. So you're telling me these numbers are just generic?
30 minutes.
So me holding a 98-pound spinner and banging it for 30 minutes is going to burn the same amount of calories as, a $1.80 fucking biggin?
Yeah. No.
Not same calories?
Yeah.
These are
30,
just generic?
30 minutes is 30 minutes.
There's not like a standard in here, like based on, a 180-pound male and a 110-pound female.
It's a great point. If you're holding a toddler on your lap that weighs 32 pounds versus a fully grown fat woman or, obese, whatever you're allowed to call them.
Biggin.
Yeah. Biggin. Piglet.
Did you see the dude that's dating the chick that looks like an 8-year-old?
Wait, the chick looks like an 8-year-old?
Yeah, she's like a 25-year-old woman, but she had something go wrong with her. She had I don't know, like a brain cancer or some shit.
Oh my God, this is a MAPS wet dream.
Dude, you don't even know.
Yeah, I want to
There's
see
a show on it.
Are you sure she's not actually 8?
There's a show on it, I'm fucking, a map or whatever it's called, but I think it's called Please have a seat over here.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find it. No, it's totally irrelevant, but
No, it's great.
it's crazy.
The squat will burn 25 calories, legs up. These pictures are so bad. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't even fucking do anything. Okay. So.
Okay, hold on a second. For men, okay, you want to know for men.
Yeah, well, those were for women.
Burning calories per 30 minutes, the butter churner 211.
I was going to say, how does a woman just laying on her back, just getting fucking hammered, butter churned?
How is she burning?
How is she burning 107? How is that the most? How is that more than reverse cowgirl, where you're fucking just riding it?
Standing is the one that gets me.
Yeah, well,
standing is no bullshit, dude. Like reverse cowgirl's easy.
Woman's just sitting there being held on that one.
Yes.
Right.
So that one was the reverse cow. Wait, the butter churner. Woman will burn 179 calories.
Right.
So standing 198 calories. I'm sorry. There's no fucking way that I'm holding on to an adult female woman for 30 straight minutes, and I only burned 198 calories.
Yeah, it makes you really
bullshit.
Got to really question your diet, I think, at this one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Were you pulling something up, T?
Well, it was just
I mean,
I don't know how we got onto that, but so this girl is 23 years old.
Bullshit, she is.
Oh, come on. I hate the fucking little pictures, man.
Oh, my God.
She is
awesome. 23
years old. I don't remember. I saw the thing. She's 3'10". She looks like she's fucking 8.
Yeah, she looks like she's 6.
Yeah. And it was.
Does that say something about him, by the way?
Well,
because he's getting it up for what appears to be an 8-year-old.
Well, I understand
like, she's 23.
So
but.
He's like, she looks like a fucking thing. I'm not a creep or whatever, but like, well, I mean,
she's her having a smoke.
Fucking smoking. That's great. I hate these little pictures, man. They're
they're the
so
worst.
bad. Fuck. I never know which one's popping up.
That's fantastic. Wouldn't you fucking put her in Mickey Mouse clothes and walk her all over town making out with her? Just to fuck with people?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I swear to God, I dress her in little fucking,
yeah. Well, so
cartoon outfits.
There's like a TLC show about it.
What's it called? Her name's Shauna Ray?
Yeah, I think that's the name of the show. Like, I'm Shauna Ray, or my name's Shauna Ray, or something like that.
Shauna Ray gets super... Oh, I need to see this.
Yeah. It's
so what is the show? I mean, is the whole show just about her being wee?
I think so.
And how the public
and
reacts?
probably, him walking her around holding a teddy bear and shit, smacking her ass, watching people react.
Oh my God. That is spectacular. I love it.
Yeah. But I saw that story the other day. I was like, that's fucking weird.
Before we get to an email or two,
all right, yeah.
Richard Belzer died.
I did see that.
Yeah, were you a fan? I can't say I was.
I can't say. I mean, I wasn't. I remember him. I was never whatever Law and Order, whatever the hell he was on, one of those fucking shows.
I remember him. I think is like an '80s comedian.
That's what I remember.
Yeah,
and I don't remember him being amazing. Is what I remember.
That's exactly what I would say.
I remember him doing the fucking Carsons and this bits
HBO,
like that,
half-hour comedy hour and stuff,
and maybe it was before my time, so I wasn't I wasn't on that level yet, but I don't whatever.
And he got typecast as this Law and Order, New York City SVU, like he was on those for so long. He lived in France, and his friend Bill Sheft gave a statement to the Hollywood Reporter saying, quote, he had lots of health issues and his last words were, fuck you, motherfucker. Mad respect for that.
That I can respect the shit out of, for sure.
Yeah. So Vincent D'Onofrio, I had the pleasure of hanging with him a couple times. Sweet, sweet man and funny as hell. He will be missed.
That's I found out that's my nickname at work.
What?
Edgar. I think it's Edgar, right?
Your nickname at work?
Yeah,
Edgar?
from Men in Black. Wasn't that Vincent D'Onofrio that
was he in Men in Black, the first one?
Wasn't he? Yeah, wasn't he the one that took over the alien took over his body, and then it was the old guy Maybe I'm thinking of a different person, but
D'Onofrio is Joker, or not Joker, but Pyle in
yeah,
Full Metal
Jacket, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was him. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But
he did an episode
with the limp, because at the end of the thing, he's
your
like
pimp
dragging.
limp?
Yeah,
Yeah. He did an episode. It's some of the finest acting I've ever seen in my life, where Vincent D'Onofrio gets hit by a train, and the train stops, and so you just see him from the waist up, and his body is pinned underneath this train.
Okay.
And the whole episode is that shot on him. They know that when they release this car, he's cut in half, and his whole innards are going to spill out, and he's dead. And he knows he's dead, and this whole fucking hour-long episode is shot from this perspective of him knowing he's going to die as soon as they pull this train away. And, yeah, I can't even remember what it was.
interesting.
Years and years and years ago. Isn't that kind of a fascinating...
It is, actually, yeah.
Yeah, someone can email us, walters@detroitcast.com.
Sure somebody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. I did want to mention as well, we're going to get Dave Lando back in here. Mm-hmm. And you and I watched his stand-up special over the weekend.
Yes.
A Prison 10.
So good.
It's so good.
It is.
It's so good.
Yep.
DaveLandau.com. I don't want to promote it too much because I want to force him to come in here and sell it himself.
Sure. Yep.
But
when he was in last time, it was still in the air. He wasn't sure where it was going to land yet. He was shopping around doing whatever, and he decided to do it himself. Good for him.
Yeah.
So
Dave, y'all know how to spell Dave. Landau.
nice job.
DaveLandau.com, and you can get it's $10. Mm-hmm. He's kind of going with that model, like Louis has done, which is great.
Yeah,
give it all to them, and
and who knows? Maybe that's where all this other stuff will land. The normal world and some of this other stuff he's doing. Maybe that'll really take off.
Yes.
So exciting times for Mr. Landau.
Yes, and there's a chance he'll be in tomorrow. If not, we're talking about next Tuesday.
Excellent.
So, and don't ask me when Crowder show's coming back. I don't know. He doesn't know.
Don't ask him.
Don't ask him.
Okay.
I won't ask him.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's make it a Crowderless episode with Mr. Landau.
Yes, there you go.
That would be wonderful.
Easy. Metallica sucks all cocks.
Thanks, James.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
You know, not pre-Black Album, but all right. I will put Injustice for All up against, Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning. I think those fucking hold up.
Someone said that show that Riff did with them, I can't remember who it was, but they said that it was kind of an artsy, fartsy fucking show.
They were
and I
like
just
acoustic
don't remember.
versions of stuff.
No, they were
Metallica
plugged in.
Unplugged.
I've got a double disc of it upstairs somewhere, So, but I just don't remember. I was probably hammered, probably high.
Yeah, probably left early.
I definitely left early. Halftime show. So this goes to the NFL. The only reason I watched that one was because Kid Rock performed in it. We were treated to her old ass boob as an extra bonus. Fuck the NFL then, now, and well into the future.
Boy.
Don't you be looking at that.
No, I can't see. I can look to see when I see if it's a Connor or not.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
I'm going to go James.
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
Very good.
I thought I was getting set up there.
Please don't read this on the air. Well, that's guaranteed to get read
Well,
on the air.
there you go.
That's what happens.
You got to say, please, 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 I fucking mean it. But
please don't read this on the show. Everything's fair game. Hi, Mike. Ideas. Story time. I was talking with your insurance expert, Nick Matthews, and we discussed how much a meetup would be enjoyed by fans and sponsors. We had some interesting ideas. Then I had surgery and said I needed a minute. That happened to be when I listened to Big E episode where you mentioned a meetup. Is the universe talking? I don't know. Nick Matthews suddenly is busy, but is happy for me to reach out to you. Sneaky. How do you feel about me running some ideas by you? I know that's super presumptuous of me. Feel free to tell me to fuck off. Hope you take this as me reaching out as a loving fan and don't turn it around on me like off. You always do. Love, Angie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what, Angie?
Well, it's probably bad timing with your surgery looming.
Yes.
At this point.
That is true. Plus, I honestly, I couldn't, I don't think I could take it because I've been out of the loop for so long. I could not take it if 50 people showed up to a fucking meet and greet. That would literally destroy me. So I'm better off not going out in public and having people show up.
Okay.
That's my fear.
There you go. And get a preliminary head count.
Yeah.
Find out if we need to bother doing this or not.
Dude, I don't get enough emails. I just it is what it is. I'd love to do that, but I used to fucking pack people in and turn people away. So
Put on a
if I show up to an event and 50 people are there, I'd shoot myself in the face.
put out a response, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah. RSVPs, everyone. Respond soon, very please.
Put an event on Facecock.
Yeah, and events are always fun. I do love hanging out with you guys and all that. So, we'll see. But
I've never got one.
yeah, teenies to
Right?
get one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll love it. There's always going to be someone way overserved that won't leave you alone. It's fucking awesome, man. It's a lot
I
of
thought that was usually you.
Yeah. Touche, my friend.
Well
Touche.
done.
And on that note, all right, let's call it a day there. Maybe Dave Lanner tomorrow. I don't know. It's iffy. Maybe
TBD.
50-50. If you get a nice surprise and Dave's here, great. If not, we'll get him here in the next few days. And with that, we'll call it a day. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we'll do it again tomorrow, and hopefully you'll all be there with us.